Who disturbs the Empress?
Round 1. Fight!
Hello, E-Monkians, it's E-Monk here, and today we are going over Mileena's Corset. We're finally starting Mileena series. Woohoo! Now, I'm going to go ahead and pre-warn you, this footage was over 4 hours long worth of footage just for the corset alone. But I got it down to 42 minutes roughly. So, enjoy. And here we go. To start off with, you want to go ahead and wrap up a mannequin or you or something. I suggest you wear a bra when you do this. And wrap it up with saran wrap. You or somebody else, get somebody to help you, and tape. Like, I'm using painter's tape here, and I'm basically taping over my mannequin to help create the corset type structure, because it's a very unique piece and it takes a lot. Way too much. Too many pieces. Because you got to add a whole bunch of boning. You're basically doing exactly what you did with Injustice 2 Harley. Once you tape it all up, then you're going to Sharpie everything out and cut all your pieces out. So I only did it on one side, so technically half of it. So you only need to tape up half of you, because you can just copy these pieces straight over. And I have the actual game on in the background to help me see what I need to do, because it's such an intricate piece. But the way that I would suggest to make it, to draw this pattern out, is think of bat wings, like a bat texture, because I noticed that's a theme throughout her entire piece or costume, is it's a bat theme. It's so, this corset piece alone took me 3 weeks to make. 3 weeks, guys. So take your time with it. Please take your time with it. And be very, very cautious on what pieces you cut. Add your seam allowances. I highly, highly recommend this. And take your time is all I can say. And try to get it the best you can. And there's all the pieces cut out. As you can see, you have 7 panels total is what I had cut out. 7 different pieces. And all those lines you see here, like that V-cut is for the boob, because your boob needs room to go in there. So to sew it, you need a V-cut. It's just, like I said, just like Injustice 2 Harley. But you see all that boning there? All those lines that you made, you're going to have to cut each and every single piece. Yeah, those lines. Those right there. And I would suggest you label them. Like, you see little scribbles all over the place? That's because I labeled them. Labeling them will be your savior for this project. Trust me. Take your time. Keep all your pieces together. Okay, let's go. Probably starting with the underside first would be best. So let's start with these two. So we'll start with the black pieces first. This is only a 2-way stretch fabric, so we want to make sure the stretchy side's going this way. Just trying to get the general shape. Alright, there's the bra piece. Or at least the top of it. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit of seam allowance. And try not to get poked. Like I said, it's a little more, but we'll be folding it inward and hemming it. So, which to do this, we'll have to cut little notches and do it that way. But let's go ahead and cut out the next piece. And as you can see, I'm doing it on the fold. It looks like it's lined with the silver. Now this is the belly piece. Again, we're gonna want to put it on the fold. Now the thing with this is it's got the corset lines, because with the Injustice 2, since it was two different colored, all I did was just cut the individual panels. But this is so tiny, I'm not sure if I should cut these tiny panels. I mean, it would make more sense to, probably, because that's what I did with Harley. But that also means we don't have to put on the fold if I do that. Alright, there's 5 panels total. Just one right here. Okay, so I have the 5th panel. Okay, that's where I was getting confused. Alright, we should go ahead and cut this, because this has corset pieces, like I said. Okay, and we only need to copy this one once. The rest of these get copied twice. So to do this, we need to flip this fabric around. Might as well use the edges over here, because we still want this side. Alright. I'm just making sure which piece is what. We only need one piece of this. Yeah. So, I'll probably move this down. Alright, this one it does matter. See? Now it won't move anywhere. Bring that in. Alright, now we're going to make sure all the pieces fit. See? And that's what it is. Okay. What you see here now is that we're going throughout all of the fabric. You're going to basically put your pattern pieces on your red. You already saw the black, and you're also going to do it on the pink. So please keep in mind the pieces you keep together. On this one, all the red pieces do not need to be on a folded fabric line. Like, it could be 2 separate pieces. The main middle piece for the middle, you want that on a fold. But everything else can be completely separate. So keep that in mind when you are doing this. And this took me hours of pinning, and leave spaces when you pin this, because these are such tiny pieces. Leave spaces, people, please. And extra seam allowance. Extra seam allowance is your best friend. And do the same with the pink pieces. The pink is not that bad. It's not, truly. You're just going to pin all of your pink pieces on there, just like you did with the red, just like you did with the black. I just left this in here for the people that, you know, need step-by-step completely. So I left this in there for them, but you're just pinning pieces. And this one, separate pieces as well, you'll see that I'll just copy it straight over. This is the Kyrie pleather fabric, by the way. So all this fabric is leftover stuff. Like, this is from Kyrie, the red is from Injustice 2 Harley, the black is from Injustice 2 Harley, and I still have lots of this stuff left over. Well, not as much as the pink since I made the Kyrie dress. And then make your little piece. You can see that I folded it. That way it's all even whenever I cut it out. So that's what I suggest for all of that. Now after that, you want to cut that little lip that I had there, because that's 2 separate pieces on the corset. So make your top piece look like a bow. See, I'm piecing everything together because that's key here. Make sure you piece all of your pieces together and that it fits and you know where it goes. Because otherwise you're going to get lost. And you're going to regret this, because that happened to me quite a lot. You can see me sitting here struggling and wondering if I'm doing this right. Then after you piece everything together, go ahead and just start cutting out your bone. I got this bone on like Amazon for probably $5 roughly. It was pretty cheap. So just cut out the bone according to the size that you have. You see me cutting each tiny little piece, and make little boning covers like we did for Injustice 2 Harley. It's the same thing. You're making the same exact boning covers that you did for that one, except it's going to be in red. So you might as well just use the same fabric. So yeah, and then just sew those little bones together. All right, on screen E-Monk, you got it from here.
This is a little different than what we're normally used to, but we're going to try this route because I think it's a lot better focus than just plain voiceover. So y'all can also get what I'm thinking of right now. Sorry for the puffiness, and if I sneeze a lot, I'm kind of sick right now. Yay! But it's okay. We'll be alright. Alright, this is what I got going on. Okay. Right here is the monokini. Technically. Well, that's at least what I'm calling this top. That's what the style was, apparently. But, as you can see, get closer. I got... Come on. I know you hate red fabric, but come on. I got the bone pieces done. Let me flip y'all so I can do this easier. Focus. I really need to get a new camera. Alright. But as you can see, I got the bone pieces done. And all it is some bone wrapped in the pleather fabric that we're using here. Kind of looks pink on camera, but it's red, I promise. It's the Injustice 2 fabric. But there's the bone in over there. And I used that fabric. And all I did, if you can look closely, you can see, focus, that there's a big old gap because I have to put some lining up here and down here. That's why I wanted there to be quite a bit of a gap whenever we sew this on. So make it shorter than what it is here. Come on. And there's the pink piece that we're going to be adding at the end. But there's all of the boning pieces. And then here's the black fabric. I went ahead and set it out. That's going to go in the middle right there. So it's already cut up in pieces. And I'm going to be sewing all the bone. Come on. Come on. I'm going to be sewing all the bone pieces together. So I'll get back to you when I sew all of this together. Hey guys, so I just got done live streaming, working on Mileena, of course. I wanted to let y'all know, since this is going to be in the tutorial, when you go to sew this stuff, this is what I got done so far. I just got the boob piece done, and of course, it decides to not focus because it doesn't like red. But, as you can see this, take out the bone piece before you go to sew it, and I would highly recommend to cut your bone piece shorter. Like, if you take a look here, that's where the bone actually starts. I have all of this gap, and then the bone ends like right here, but I can push it up. But that way, whenever you go to sew it, you'll have extra room. So make these pieces a lot bigger than what they're supposed to be, you know? You know? You feel me? Feel me? Feel me? Okay. So, that's what I got. And I would suggest just go ahead and take the bone piece out when you go to sew these two pieces together, then put it back in to make sure it still fits. Or at least that's what I did. It made the most sense. So, alright, I'll check back in if I find anything else on my way through. Bye. I got the bra piece. Oh, here we go. The bra piece done. I still have to bone all of that together. So, but I got the main piece done. I didn't add the pink piece yet because I'm thinking about adding bra, like cut up a dead bra and put bra extenders on the back. Focus. Focus on my fingers. Come on. Thank you. So, next is to sew those pieces up, but we gotta keep that flap separate. Those can't get sewn together. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. Okay, it's the next day, and I'm sewing the pieces that go right underneath the bra, so I figured I'd show y'all how to do this part exactly. Okay. Which, this piece is going to connect to this piece. Alright, we're going to sew it like this. Alright, put them right sides together. Even though this one is right sides both ways, you're going to put it right sides together and sew a zigzag stitch along here. I would suggest, before you do it though, take the bone out beforehand. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this and sew it, and yeah, that's the plan. Once you unfold it, that's what it looks like. And I like to pull my fabric because I like to make sure there's no holes, which it doesn't look like it. And I normally trim as I go. That way I don't forget to do it either. Just make sure you get as close to the seam as possible, but not actually cut the seam. This will help your fabric lay really flat. And even though I could go ahead and cut off these tail ends, I don't, just in case, because if you want your fabric to lay into each other properly, you might want to keep it on. So now we're going to pin the other side of this, which when you look at the piece, this is how it was supposed to be originally, but since there's a corset piece in it, now we got to attach it to this side. And make sure you always leave enough space for you to put your bone back in there. I normally test it after I sew both sides. You can test it as you go, as you see fit. So that's on you. Now I'm going to pin this side and sew this side. I always get confused. You're going to lay your fabric on top. So it's like the right side's touching again. Just make sure you line this up with it. That way it looks flesh whenever you go to sew it. Because we're going to be going on a curved line. So it's going to be a little tricky, but you can do it. So just pin it onto that line and just make sure you turn as your sewing machine's turning and you'll be fine. Like this one, I got really close to the line, so I don't really have to trim much. And see? That's what it looks like. And now, since you haven't closed any openings, you just put your bone back in. And this is why we made it shorter too. And voila! Look at that. Nice, flesh, and it had room. And that's literally how you do all of the pieces for the monokini top, like the bra, and then all of these pieces that need bow. That's how you do it. It's that simple. And you just do it till they're all done. Okay, now I got all the pieces sewn together. Now we gotta sew these two pieces together. And we'll be pinning it like right there, and it goes just a little past the line that we put. And yeah, and that's probably, focus. And yeah, and before we can move on from this, because I went ahead and sewed all of that together, before we can move on with that, we'll have to line all this, but we also need to finish the black piece to put in the middle, because all of this sits on top of that. So this piece right here will have to go underneath the black and all that other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and sew these pieces to that, and then we'll have to work on that next. But since I only have one bobbin that fits in my machine appropriately, we'll keep going and sew as much of the red fabric as we can till I run out of bobbin, then we'll switch to all black fabric. That's the plan in any case. So that's what's going on. So we're pinning these on there, and then we'll be working on that piece to put on there, because we can't do this piece until we finish that piece and attach it. And then we also got to line everything. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I finished this side already, connecting the pieces, so I'm going to show you how to connect this side. Hopefully, if it'll catch on camera. Alright. Make sure it's the correct side first off. And you're going to be pinning it this way. Now you want to make sure that it gets past the boob like I mentioned earlier. And just connect the end, because you're going to have this part open. And just connect the end like so. And start pinning. Now that I got this all pinned, it probably would have been better to pin it from this side, but we're going to try it from this side. There it is all pinned. As you can see, it'll stop about right here, which is perfect. That's exactly where we need it to go. Yeah, those dirt over here. Watch out for those. Alright, and then whenever you flip it, it'll look like that. Now before you sew, I highly, because this end is still open, take out this, the middle piece, your top piece on your boob area, and your belly piece, because you'll still have the bottom end open. And they're all different sizes, so you should know. If not, place them in areas to where you will know. And now we sew. Zigzag stitch, of course. Now that I redid it, you see that it looks much nicer. And that's how it looks. It looks really good. Now I'm going to cut all this excess, which I had quite a lot. That's because this band was thicker, and then we just restuff it. You don't have to keep doing this. You can keep all the pieces out. I like to put it back just so I don't lose track of what pieces go where. Because when it comes to this much, I don't want to lose track. And voila! It's not twisted. Check that out. That is the basic of your monokini. And as you can see from here, it's given out. Come on, focus. it's given out the basic shape that we need for the black piece, which is perfect. So that means we did this right, and it looks gorgeous. I mean, this one's off to the side a little, but this one's right on the market. So that is going to be one little design flaw, but I'm okay with that. I'm really satisfied with this. That was... I mean, look at that. I'll have to figure out something to make this stand off more. I mean, I could just sew some bone right there and it'll stick off on its own, so I might end up doing that, but I'm gonna wait and see what happens, but that might be what happens. So, yeah, there you go. And now we need to line this and get it ready for the black piece. Okay, now that we got all of that done, if the camera will focus, now we're going to line it with this. And what this is I forgot what it's called, but I'll put a link in the description. But it's kind of like a rope wrapped in fabric type of thing. I forgot what it's called, but it's piping. That's what it's called. Yeah. Now we're gonna add piping to line all of the red, all of it, because that's what she's got. And since I currently have red fabric in my machine, we're gonna keep lining it until I run out of red thread on the bobbin, and then we'll switch to the black. So I'm keeping those two pieces disconnected for now until I finish the black. So let's line this. Yeah. Okay, I took a break from the red, and the way I'm doing this is how they're gonna look. And we're using the piping, the black piping. And what we're doing is we're sandwiching it. We're doing right layer, right side up to right side up, and sandwiching the piping in between and zigzagging it down. And it ends up turning into a corset type boning. And they're supposed to be mesh netting. If you could find stretch mesh netting, you're good, but I couldn't find any, so I'm just gonna go without the netting, only for that reason. So, because I need this piece to stretch the most, because this is gonna be on my belly, I kind of need it to stretch. So, do what you choose, but that's how you do this piece. And here's it from this angle, and you just sew it like that, and there you go. Alright, I went ahead and added the snaps. And I used a pair of pliers, well, snap plier, and I ordered a 16 millimeter of snaps. You can get them off of Amazon pretty cheap. Come on. And you use the top part that has these little prongs sticking out, like here. I'll show you on the picture. Like that. And that's how you put it together. It's pretty simple. And this was an accident, but I accidentally smashed one of them. But then I liked the look, so I did it to the rest of them. But she has 4 going down. And I really like this. Even if it didn't have the mesh, I actually really like it. But if you can look, you can't really see it on the camera, but this has a decent, see the texture? It already has some texture to it, so that should help in the long run. Okay, this is the bra piece, the top part. Here's the netting. As you can see, it has a tiny bit of stretch this way. So we're going to lay it on top, and we're going to cut a piece of it out. Leave a lot of excess because this is stretch fabric, and that's the mistake I made on this one. And then afterwards we're gonna put fold over stuff. I mean, it has a line, you just have to really push it down and pin it. But trust me, you want to leave the bottom half open because it will start puckering, and that's where I messed up on this one. But luckily, since it attaches behind the red piece, it should hide some of it. But yeah, cut a big old box around this, sew the top part, and then trim it on the top only, and then go back with this. Alright, just got this sewn. I would suggest, because I had to do this again a second time, only cover, like only zigzag stitch one side. That way it doesn't pucker up. I guess it's just the odd shape. I mean, you could cut it in half and then sew it that way. I mean, maybe next time in the future I might try that. But this is what I did this time. And then now, we just gotta fold this over on it, then do a zigzag stitch. I mean, I wish I had silver thread, but I don't. But the black looks really nice though. So, I'll be back when I sew that on. Alright, these are done. Like I said, I only had black thread, so hopefully that looks okay, but I think it adds texture. I think it looks really cool. So, that's my opinion. But yeah, next. It will focus since it hates red so much. Alright, I lined everything with the red. It's kind of all turny and stuff because the pins are in it right now. But this is initially what it'll look like. I'm lining the entire thing, even on the inside, with, where'd it go? Oops. The bias tape roll. I have, come on camera. Okay, with this bias tape roll, everything has been set painting wise, including the shorts. I threw all of these pieces in the dryer for 60 minutes after washing. I went ahead and washed them because I was supposed to pre-wash the fabric before painting. All the paint came off on the shorts, all of it. But I was able to figure it out and I fixed it. And I had to go back and repaint them and I heated dry them. Hopefully I won't have to wash this again before the convention. Oh, let's hope. So, let's sew this entire thing. You're basically outlining the entire bra piece, the entire thing, even on the inside. And also, I had to add this corset bone piece because it is on her corset. I did not realize that earlier, so this is what I did. So yeah, let's zigzag stitch all of it, of course. So just line the entire thing. I just pinned the black pieces of the bra on, which you can see we're gonna have the silver come up like this, and then it's going, come on, focus, and then it's gonna go up and outmost right here, and then it's gonna go back down like that. That way it looks nice and flush. And I'll be doing a zigzag stitch, so wish me luck. Got the top sewed on with the zigzag stitch and trimmed in the back, so we're good to go there. Now I just pinned this focus. So now we just gotta sew it down. Come on, camera. Really hates red. I'm live streaming right now. Hello, everybody. Oh, that's what it looks like in the back. So, zigzag stitch, and we'll see. Got that all sewn in. Cut the curve right here for the next piece. And got it all done up through here. And this is what it looks like in the back. A little tip for you, if you end up using a walking foot, I had to hold it like this while sewing. As you can see, my foot is loose. But that helped it keep going so it can actually sew. And yeah, just be very, very slow, go around corners and take your time with it. Alright, I pin this in, need to match the bone to the bone. Come on. Focus. I know you hate red, but you can do it. Match the bone to the bone. And then match the gap right there zigzag stitch all along there. Okay, I got the bone in on each side. That lined it. We got this attached except for the middle piece. Gotta wait for black thread for that. So basically, it is mostly done. We just gotta add the pink sides and the black straps. But I think I'm gonna paint it first. But that's it for tonight. Yay! 9 days left. Woohoo! And I'm talking to Kitty. Say hi, Kitty!
I
Finally finished the top. I had to cut it down 2 sizes. Apparently I lost weight. And I added the bra strap. Well, the bra clip in. It's very crucially in there. But that's okay because that will hide it. So I'm going to put Velcro right there and just bop. And that will hide all of my scary work under there. But yeah, completely lined, tried it on, and I just use a dead bra for this. So yeah, I'm going to put all these in the wash because I want to make this a darker red. All of the bone and that. So putting it in the wash, putting these in the wash too because they have special lines they need to put on it. So I might as well go ahead and pre-wash all this stuff. Alright, be back after that. First off, I just want to say the struggle is real when you bring your sewing machine into your living room and borrow your dad's extension cord. But I aged the corset. You can't really see it on camera that much in this lighting, but I aged it. And I also added the lines on the pink fabric. So now all I have to do is wait for it to dry, heat treat it in the dryer for an hour for each individual piece. And yeah, and then all I have to do from there is sew it all together. And then this will be done. Yay! And I forgot to add, for the paint texture, I did red, black, and purple and mixed it together to make it look all nastified, just to give it a little bit of highlight and stuff. And this is purple acrylic because I don't have any fabric paint, and pink. Hot pink fabric paint, come on. You can barely see it there. But I just used a sponge brush. That way it could get the little highlight effect. Same with this. That's how I did that. Okay, this has taken me a couple of hours to figure out. Because apparently I made these pieces too short. But that's okay. It covers enough to where I'm comfortable. Alright, you see on the back, I'm going to fold it down. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-trim this so I don't accidentally sew it down. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. It mostly looks like it's the same for the most part, and that's mainly what I'm checking right now. So this one, yeah, you can see that's how much on this side, that's how much on that side. I'm going to go ahead and pre-trim, and yeah, then I'm going to zigzag stitch it through here and then up here. Do the same over here. And I'm going to go ahead and use red fabric, red thread, since that's what shows. So, yeah, let's sew. Just finished putting in these. They look really nice, and I trimmed them to where they're completely even. And now we're putting this on. I got this at Amazon for like a couple of dollars or something like that. Oh, excuse me, I don't exactly remember, but yeah, it was perfect for that because I'm also gonna need it for the sides here too. So, cheap, easy, simple. That's how much I've shedded of the pink stuff. But yeah, zigzag stitch, I'm gonna use red thread because, you know, this is gonna be behind it, so it's best. I'm not gonna do this piece yet till I switch to black thread. So, yay! Those two are now sewn on, and that's what it looks like. We need one more of this right here. Same with over here. Come on, camera. But I can't do that yet because I gotta switch to black thread, but I'm actually gonna switch to pink for a little while. So yeah. And since I'm switching to pink, we'll probably outline this with the black that we did right here. This little piece right here, because it needs to be on the outside of this. So, okay. Getting a closer look at the top, I noticed it's actually red trim, so we're using our red trim again and doing a zigzag stitch, which it looks really nice against this pink. But yeah, that's literally what I just did. Just got done with the pink edges and burned it off. Well, the red edges. Like I said, it's okay if it's a little burnt because we'll be weathering it, so. But yeah, it's looking good. All I did was just sew on some Velcro and onto the pink thing. I also went around and burned the edges to keep it from fraying. So that way, when this is clipped, let's pretend that's clipped. I'm trying to get it to go closer, but with the bone in there, it's a little hard. Oh no, it's stuck. Come on, stuck. But yeah, this will basically just lay over that, and it's gonna hide the bra straps. So yeah, and I can't put anything on this yet. Well, I can't sew it on yet because I'm waiting to change thread. So that's why this is like that. But you just sew some heavy-duty Velcro, and it hides your bra strap. That way you can get in and out by just taking this off. So, yay! Now to pin the rest of it together. Woohoo! Got done sewing the Velcro to the pink piece. So now it hides the bra piece part perfectly. Just shows some zigzag stitching, but look at that. It looks really good. And an update on the top, I fixed the magnets where they fell off, and I sewed 2 bra cups in. That way I have support this time. So now I just need to connect all these pieces to the chest plate, and we're good. But I need help with that, so I have to wait till hubby comes and helps me with that. That's it.
Mileena wins. Fatality.